We have launched our Civils Pro program on June 7th, and we have received a lot of inquiries from the aspirants about what this program is all about. Can you please shed some basic overview about this program, Privilege?
Some of the aspirants, even after 1 year of preparation, do not get the confidence to give the attempt also. What we can do to them, how we may ensure them, at least in the next attempt, they feel confident to take the exam first. And if they are giving also, they should be at least some 10 marks above the prelims cutoff.
They should have a high ROI, in the sense the kind of time they invest with us. Our philosophy is we try our best to make sure in almost every week at least one question of what they learn, something should be reflected in the UPSC question. That's how we have also prepared.
Yes.
All of these are there with whole gibbets. So that is the word brachiation. Tomorrow this could be asked in your examination.
By logically interpreting the options which are given, we can deduce the answer in some questions. Even like with half of the knowledge, we can deduce some answer, like by eliminating few options. That is what we can do with respect to.
To all the aspirants watching this program, I welcome you to this session. So in this session, Dr. Raja and we are going to give you clarity on what Civils Pro program is actually all about. We have been receiving queries from aspirants who have experience already preparing for civil service exam to join this program. How is this program going to help them in the next 11 months? And this program is in fact designed for those who have some experience with UPSC preparation. This is not a program for complete freshers who are just entering into UPSC preparation. This is not one such program for you guys. This is for those who have appeared in this civil service exam either in this year or in the previous year and who were not able to make it. And there could even be aspirants who may have skipped this attempt because you felt that your preparation is not adequate enough. It was simply not confidence inspiring for you. So you would have skipped this year's attempt. It is keeping you guys in mind. We thought we should come up with some intervention to continuously handhold you for the next 11 months, which should develop you the content specific to cracking this exam, as well as the skill set that's required to handle questions in both prelims and mains. So we have this discussion plan today, and let's get into the session. So first, let's welcome Dr. Raja to this session. So welcome, sir. And as you know, we have launched our Civils Pro program on June 7th. And we have received a lot of inquiries from the aspirants about what this program is all about. Can you please shed some basic overview about this program?
Thank you for having me in this program, Satyakrishnan. So greetings of the day for all the aspirants who are here watching this program. You might be remembering the discussion we had before launching a program like this. We discussed in what manner we can help the aspirants who are already into preparation. Okay. Many aspirants, after doing 1 year of preparation, so they do some foundation program in academy or self-learning video program. Some of them give the attempt, and through experience they find that they are lacking some serious content wise. Okay, they are only able to score 50s, 60s when it comes to prelims. And some of the aspirants, even after 1 year of preparation, do not get the confidence to give the attempt also. What we can do to them, how we may ensure them, at least in the next attempt, they feel confident to take the exam first. And if they are giving also, they should be at least some 10 marks above the prelims cutoff. At the same times, many of the subjects, many of the topics are integrated, like it is overlapping. 80% of the syllabus when it comes to GS, they are common to both prelims and mains. So we should also make them mains ready for the future attempt. And we should ensure that they clear the prelims in the forthcoming attempt.
Yeah, without prelims, they don't have any chance of exhibiting the content they have prepared for mains. And usually what aspirants do is they tend to reserve the months immediately after prelims exclusively for mains preparation. But the way the exam is evolving, you cannot afford to lose sight of prelims preparation at all.
Yeah, I keep telling aspirants the prelims had become the most difficult part of the exam.
That's right.
The
Yeah.
main exam can be the most important exam,
Correct.
important part of
Important.
the
To secure
stage.
a rank.
Yeah,
Correct.
but prelims have evolved into a most difficult part of the exam to crack. And after seeing this year unconventional prelims paper we have discussed already, uh, many aspirants feel that prelims might be a very hard nut to crack. Okay, so whether we can integratedly take them through a series of sessions, and the program is designed in such a way it is falling on the weekends. So during weekends, they can attend our sessions, and during weekdays, they can make use of the time for preparing in the direction what we provide them during the weekends. So our intention is to uh, add a bit more value to what the knowledge already they have. Okay, so we usually deal about the topics, and in topics also the concepts which are not part of the common market provided materials. Okay, that way they become
Right.
fail safe.
Yeah, you're right, because there is no end to giving the right content for students. At least the way UPSC is going in these recent years, you can never say that in 1 year I have finished my content acquisition. No, I think the content learning keeps on happening until the day you clear. The only caution aspirants should actually be watchful about is, am I learning content that is of any use to me in the exam or not? And I think
Yes.
that's the exact core DNA of this course. So on Saturdays and Sundays, whatever we teach, the content itself is something that we have given a deep thought about its relevance, evergreen. It's not like it is a content that is only useful in one particular year, in one particular phase. But the way we integrate the content, it's going to be useful for them in prelims, mains, interview, in whichever year they're going to appear from here on. And on the weekdays as well, to keep them occupied meaningfully, we are giving them PDF materials, which is actually a reflection of what we handle in the weekend sessions. So, would you like to give some idea about what is the thought process behind creation of these content material as well as our lecture? What is the brain design that goes behind that?
Okay. Generally, we all know that UPSC do not come out very explicitly and mention about their exam process. Okay, they give a indicative syllabus, and they give the exam stages, the marks for each paper, all these things they give. They describe about exam very briefly. This is especially GS is a
Especially
exam.
prelim syllabus, it's
Yeah,
only indicative, it is not exhaustively
yeah,
given at
not
all.
exhaustive at all. And when it comes to mains also, UPSC mentioned that this is an exam which can be taken by any well-read person without any special preparation. Okay, though that's how UPSC says or mentions about this exam. But we need to learn, we need to infer.
Who is a well read person?
Yeah, who is a well-read person? What are all the expertise you need to have before giving this exam? That we learn from our experience. Like we ourselves have gone through this process, and we have seen some successful aspirants during our training days. Like generally, the common thing we discuss with them is what is your optional? How did you
Right.
learn? Like if someone has come in the first attempt, we go and ask them, like, would you read for the entire 20 hours per day or something like that? So we get the knowledge about the UPSC preparation strategy during by our own experience, by our colleagues' experience. And recent years, we were been mentoring the students also. From them also we learn.
Yeah, by knowing what kind of answers they have written,
Yes.
we actually start thinking, where did they
Yeah.
gather the material to write these answers?
What works with respect to UPSC, what do not work with respect to UPSC. Actually, the aspirants are
Teaching us
teaching
actually.
us more
Right.
than we learn from the process of giving this exam itself. So, from all these things, what we can understand is like in if at all, like we get a syllabus and we get a previous year question. If at all UPSC want to make the exam process slightly more difficult, more complex, which area they can delve into.
Correct.
Okay, so those areas we are trying to focus in our course, so that the aspirants will be definitely benefited in the forthcoming
They
years.
should have a high ROI, in the sense the kind of time they invest with us. Our philosophy is we try our best to make sure in almost every week at least one question of some what they learn, something should be reflected in the UPSC question. That's how we have also prepared.
Yes.
We were not randomly shooting everywhere. We selected areas, we selected targets, and then we try to go as intensive as much as possible to our capacity. So I think even spotting the areas to prepare is something that doesn't naturally come to an aspirant with a limited experience.
Yeah, it comes with experience, and we also don't have any direct
Communication with
access to the
UPSC
question that is going to
yeah.
feature in the future year. But it is only with our experience we are trying to extrapolate, and we are trying to identify the areas and topics and materials which can be of much value. Like you said, ROI. So the time they are putting for the preparation, that would be maximally benefiting them in the forthcoming attempt itself. And I would say a person who is taking this exam should be at least able to clear the prelims the next attempt. Okay, 1 year, 11 months if they are with us,
traveling with us,
they should be able to clear the prelims to the at least they should be satisfied. They will get the confidence that yes, I have learned something more, and then the probability of me clearing prelims stands higher compared to the previous year. That is what the feeling we are trying to inculcate to the aspirant after this course. Okay, and like you can elaborate that what sort of, with an example or something, what sort of additionality we are going to give to the aspirants.
Right. So let me just take the case of a subject, polity, right? Polity, most aspirants think they know everything about parliament, right? So they feel, after knowing the process of passing money bill, after knowing the committees in parliament, they feel that the preparation of the chapter itself is over. But if you look at the main syllabus, it's very clear. It says issues related to the functioning of parliament, including issues related to parliamentary privileges.
And UPSC, if they want to make it complex, they will go into such gray areas only.
Right. Because parliamentary privileges is just given for 1.5 pages in Lakshmikant. It is only one article, Article 105 in the Constitution.
Okay.
But it is the misuse of these privileges which becomes a topic of discussion for newspaper editorials.
Okay.
And it is understanding this in detail, which is what we are going to attempt in our sessions. Say, for example, we just don't tell them what are all the parliamentary privileges. We tell them about how Supreme Court has dealt with the question of parliamentary privilege. Whenever an MP has been chased out of the parliament for breach of privileges, and he goes to the Supreme Court, and how has Supreme Court, while dealing with the right of the MP, what kind of jurisprudence has evolved in the Supreme Court? We delve into that. And not only that, we look at global experience. Let's say the case of Australia. Australia has also been a former colony, just like India. So they also have a parliamentary tradition. So how are they dealing with this issue of parliamentary privilege? How does UK deal with the issue of parliamentary privilege? By doing this, by teaching this to the students, we are actually touching upon another topic in the syllabus sheet, which is comparison of Indian constitutional scheme with other constitutions.
Countries.
I think this is how there is a strong interlinkage that we tend to drive across topics, not only across topics, even across subjects as well. Because I think we both will concur that most of the answers that we write is not one subject related, right? Even though the question would be an economic question, the conclusion that we write may be related to polity.
Yes.
Or some point we write may be related to society. So I think this is a strong philosophy we have imbibed in our preparation, and that's exactly what we're going to teach students as well.
Yeah, exactly. When you mentioned about the case laws, the case laws related to Supreme Court and High Court is another ocean. Okay. When the aspirant by themselves start reading about the case laws and associating with different sections of the Constitution, parliamentary procedures and all, they'll be totally lost. What to read, what to leave. And like with our experience, like over years, we have gathered
seen
some
those
ideas.
case laws.
Yeah, case laws.
We've seen which aspirants have been using what case laws and what type of a topic.
Yeah, in different newspaper articles also, like over the years, because the aspirants are preparing only for the past 2 years. We might be reading the newspaper for past
20 years,
10, 15 years. So from there, we will be having what case laws is very relevant to which section of the
topic and
topic or something like that. So that would be a very good insight, exactly. And these sort of nuances exist in every subject. Okay, if it is geography, The ENSO, El Nino and the Southern Oscillation topic would be mentioned in the NCRT in a single paragraph, a small paragraph, some
That's right.
5-6 lines. Okay. If the student want to know more about, there are multitude of articles which are present in the internet, which to take, which to leave. So whether they will be leaving something very essential, what depth they need to learn. So if we can provide them some insights on these areas, that would be very helpful. That is what exactly we intend to do in this Civils Pro program. The name itself, we kept it as Pro because we are not dealing about something basic. We are trying to improve their knowledge set to the next level.
And I would also like to tell you that a lot of aspirants have this misconception that you don't have to go deep in UPSC. You only need to be quite shallow, but you have to cover a lot of areas. But I think this prelims has broken that totally.
Definitely.
Even if you read a limited area, you have to just be very exhaustively thorough with every aspect of that particular topic. Because I see Buddhism and Jainism as one topic where aspirants feel they have completely exhausted because whatever can be asked from NCRTs has been already asked in UPSC.
Yes.
Or at least that's what aspirants thought. Nobody thought about a question like an empty throne. What does it indicate?
What does it signify?
Right. Yes. So there is UPSC trying to break all these misconceptions and preconceptions that only a superficial, a basic level of reading is even required for UPSC. I think now is the time to intensify for both students as well as for us as well. To intensify what we teach, they should also intensify what they learn.
And this program, when we are talking more about the depth of preparation, and we are not going to miss the width also. We are going to extensively cover almost all the topic in the syllabus.
170 sessions.
Yeah,
totally.
170 sessions over 11 months. We are going to have this session. So the aspirants will be immensely benefited by diligently following the sessions. Okay. So that is what we can assure them. Then
and students have also asked, is this only going to be lectures or are we also going to have tests and assessments in between? So can you please clarify on what has been our structure when it comes to assessing and testing them?
Yes, we were constantly talking about the content part only. Whether it is going to add value to their skill sets. Okay, both in prelims and mains, certain skills are essential. This year also prelims, if you see, by logically interpreting the options which are given, we can deduce the answer in some questions. Even like with half of the knowledge, we can deduce some answer, like by eliminating few options. That is what we can do with respect to prelims. But when it comes to main, with whatever the knowledge you have, how do you improvise and present it in the paper and exhibit your knowledge in the exam? That is going to determine the score you are going to get. Content wise, if you know the content, you can get better mark in that particular topic if the question is asked. Skill sets, if you are improving, every question there will be addition of half mark.
That's right, yeah.
In total, it will be adding a
10 to 15 marks in every paper.
Every paper.
So 4 GS papers are like 60 marks easily.
Yeah, easily.
That's not actually something that you gather from the books, but that is something that you gather from slowly improving the manner of your presentation.
Yes.
Improving your handling of a question. If at all a question is asked from an area which you may not even be exposed to, still, how do you actually manage with some residual ideas that you actually have? Do we help them in this regard in some way as a part of a course, as a part of a program?
Yes. Again, if an aspirant come to me and ask, what are all the skill set I should develop for mains answer writing?
We cannot say it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I cannot list out everything.
Right.
Because even I cannot recollect. But that during the course of the sessions, we will be discussing when we see a particular question. Okay.
That's right.
When we come across a particular topic, how it could be presented. So what should be given importance in a particular topic, like that. And over the sessions, when they travel with us, slowly whatever we have gathered over years can be passively, like slowly, steadily transmitted to them.
I think it's more like our skills getting rubbed on to them over time.
Yes.
Not everything happens in the same session, but it's like multiple different skills slowly get transmitted by them observing the way we think. Because every session we're going to do, it starts with previous year's questions on a particular topic.
And aspirants add value to that. They can improvise and they can become better also.
Better than that.
Better than what we are suggesting them also. After saying this, structurally also in this program, we are incorporating a skill development aspect. Okay, all the sessions we are planning, like the sessions we have planned, we started with a primer. We start the sessions with a primer of previous year questions, both prelim question and main question wherever applicable.
So why do we do that?
So because the aspirant will get an understanding related to what is the expectation of UPSC from a particular topic. Previous year questions, we are priming them. And after preparing them... Does it mean
that should aspirants who are watching this session, do they have to infer just by showing them previous year question? Are we showing to them this is the answer that you have to prepare for these questions, or is the intent of us something different by showing them the previous year question?
No, we don't stop with the answer for the previous year questions alone. Previous year questions are well discussed in the already available academy materials.
Right.
All academies, all the online coachings are well versed with doing a wonderful job with respect to previous year questions. But the crux, the important lies in anticipating from here where will UPSC go. Not just increasing the difficulty level by adding factual inputs. Topic wise also and the concept wise also, from here if the UPSC want to test the slightly higher order knowledge in the aspirants, where they would be testing. That is what we are trying to give. But coming to the skills, yes, previous year questions helps the aspirant to understand how a question can be asked from a particular area. Okay, and that too, like even in the question format, there is a necessity for the aspirants to improvise for the next level of questions, like this year prelims. This year mains also, 2026 mains, we are expecting some surprise from the UPSC, Civil Service mains. Okay, so what we do, we start with previous year questions. The previous year questions nowadays look very simple after seeing the recent year questions. And we end the session by giving them some newly framed questions, both prelims and mains question, which should be reflecting the current trend. Current trend would be 2026 prelims or
maybe the 26 mains, which is just round the corner.
Yeah, round the corner. After the 26 mains, we can also take some insight from the 26 mains and then we can add to our program also. So the skill improvement is part and parcel of the program what we are going to do. Okay, so like initially we discussed the previous year question. At the end, we discussed the newly framed question. And we encourage the aspirants to write answers and to share with us. We give the feedback. And as you said, rightly mentioned, throughout the
11
course,
months.
Yeah, 11 months, they will be slowly learning majority of the skill set which we both possess. And then and these skill sets, some of the skill set we learn from the aspirants themselves, the previous year successful aspirants. So it would be a nice process of learning the skill also.
Right. So to the aspirants, let me summarize this entire discussion. This is a program we have designed to make sure your preparation becomes fail-safe. You cannot afford to have a continuous series of failures, and you shouldn't feel underconfident next year as well that you feel reluctant to give an attempt in the next prelims or mains. So that should not be the case. So that's why we have this program. And the kind of content, the kind of delivery, I can assure you that everything is exam-oriented. Every single session that we teach, some benefit from that is going to happen in the exam, right? You will not feel lost again. And all the questions that you'll be encountering as a part of this program, the new questions that we'll be framing, exactly matches the standard of UPSC Civil Service Exam 2026. We will train you with the latest series of questions. Even to frame these questions requires a lot of intellectual process. It's not the old process where you just choose some 4 facts and you ask which of these 4 facts is right. We are thinking a lot. There's so much of mental efforts which goes into framing of these questions, and giving you the right question is when the right preparation for the exam also begins. So we'll be taking care of that as well. And the sessions are only on the weekends. So since the first session has just got over June 7th, that is last Sunday, I would advise the aspirants to consider it urgent that you immediately enroll in the program if you plan to join. The later you join, you will be getting more and more of your. The later you join, you can only be watching the recorded videos of the previous past classes. Join this week or at least immediately after your prelims, so that you have only 2 or 3 sessions to watch as recorded videos, and all other sessions for the upcoming year you watch it live. You participate in the real discussions. It gives you a real sense of having this connect with us, and you can ask your questions. The sessions are all very interactive, and you will be given a secured access, and the videos of the sessions will be available for the next 1 year throughout your 1 year of preparation. So I'll give the contact details, and you can just simply log into my website and click the course Civils Pro, and you can do your enrollment on that. So thank you, sir, for participating in the session, and I wish you all the very best. I hope you clear in this prelims, or if not, definitely in the next prelims. So thank you.